And after that first week, that's when I'm pretty sure we started getting the leads coming in. After 3 or 4 months, we'd gone from like 5K a month to like 30K a month, which is
If
crazy.
you didn't join, where do you feel as though, the agency Blue Ocean closes? Where do you feel as though it would be at right now?
Would have been shut down. I would have quit. Like I wouldn't have been able to even get to the point where I could sustain it in general. Hello everyone, my name is Ed Waters and I'm the founder and owner of Blue Ocean Closes. We help people pivot into remote high ticket sales roles and hit some pretty big revenue numbers across a number of different niches and industries in the remote high ticket sales space. And yeah, I'm lucky enough to have Tom here, a few months back, be able to really help us with, everything from the ground up and get to the point that we're at now, which is pretty cool. And it's been a privilege to be able to work with you, Tom.
Love it. But yeah, so I guess tell them, bro, like run them through the transformation. Like where did you first start at when you came on board with us and where are you now?
Yeah, totally. So when I first kind of came on board, that was in when I was in a situation where I had my concept. I was, doing it at a very low level, very much just on my own. I had like a couple people helping, a few reps helping, but we just had no systems, no processes, just kind of scrambling to try and, get sales and fulfill on that. We were doing, basically nothing a month. It was like $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month. So it was barely even a business. And then what we really identified with Tom helping as well was knowing, okay, we need to have a consistent stream of new clients coming in and new leads coming in. So we could actually just generate the revenue in the first place because we had no consistent systemized process of getting new leads and new customers, which means that we were just making no money at all. So that was really the thing that we had to diagnose and figure out, and then yeah, obviously get sorted as well. So that's where we came in at, and then the process of getting that solved and really having things get fixed was just installing a system again using paid advertising mainly. Meta ads is OP. It prints when you do it right. As you guys obviously know, it absolutely prints. And fortunately
Yeah.
enough, that system, when used for us, we already had again the concept that we had. And then just with those leads coming in and the ability to convert them because they were such high quality leads, we just like exploded, within a month, 2 months. After the first month, we like doubled our revenue. And then we basically doubled again after that. And then like after 3 or 4 months, we'd gone from like 5K a month to like 30K a month. So it was crazy that sort of trajectory and how quickly it did happen. Obviously, you have to be patient with marketing, but even that being said, it was still very fast. So yeah, that was kind of the path that happened and what ended up, yeah, resulting in it.
For sure. I mean, yeah, that's just how meta works. I feel like some meta it's relatively quick and you can scale a business 6x. I guess how does it feel? Like how does it feel that you're at that point where you are currently now?
It's almost like a belief thing. Before you see it happen, you don't even really comprehend that it is possible in a
Mm.
way. Like you understand that, okay, there's other businesses doing it, but you don't actually have the ability to see your own business doing it and go on that path. So when I saw things happening, that's when it all started clicking and I had that belief in like, okay, this was the key thing that was missing. And literally that one thing being changed and adjusted just absolutely like blew up everything and we just obviously had that scale that we had, so it felt very very good. Yeah, there's no real other way of explaining it other than felt good.
I know because a lot of people watching this probably would have been in a similar position to where you were in too
Yeah.
before you started. So, what were the main problems you were facing? And I want you to also kind of explain why you feel as though you were actually facing those problems in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. So in terms of the problems that we were facing, like you either feel like you're not getting enough leads coming in to even sell, or the leads are just poor quality. They're not even in a position ready to buy in the first place. We were faced by both. We didn't have leads coming in, and the leads that we did have coming in, the quality was just really, really bad. So we had that issue where we didn't even have the opportunities to even deliver the service that we had in the first place. And then as a result, there was no money coming in. And then because there was no money coming in, we didn't have the resources to really do anything about it. So it was like
Yeah.
that death spiral that so many people get caught in. And as soon as you just make that adjustment and you can get a bit of consistency, that's when it just absolutely takes off. That was the key problem that we had. And then again, the consistency and the process of having a repeatable system was literally the thing that we needed to get the leads, to get the sales, and then make the money.
And like, how frustrating is it? I feel like everyone's been in the position. You almost just feel a bit lost on like where your next client is going to come from. Like, how frustrating does it feel in that moment where you don't really know how to scale?
It's soul crushing. It is absolutely soul crushing. And I've been there and
Yeah.
I've felt that and experienced it. And to even in that situation, it's like you can't even see the light because you don't even know what's possible or what even the problem is that needs to be fixing sometimes. So you don't know what the problem is, you don't know the solution to the problem you don't even know exists. So then you have no hope and there's nothing you can even comprehend that you can do. So it's, yeah, if that's not depressing enough, then I don't know what would make that more depressing. So yeah, that's the pain of it. But again, I know how it feels, and you're again anyone watching, like you are so close to being able to just make that adjustment and have a breakthrough. Like it is right there, and you do not want to stop because if you quit right before you hit that and make that breakthrough, like all of that time and effort will just go to waste because you were so close and you never quite got there. Whatever you do, do not quit because you are way closer than you think.
For sure. And I feel like it's probably the biggest problem that most people face is just not really knowing where the next client's coming from. Like the process of them just bringing in leads isn't consistent. It's like, where do we go next?
Exactly. It's like it's you just don't even you don't know what you don't know, and it's just like being lost in the dark a lot of the time. You just don't even know what's gonna happen. You don't know, you can't even see like what's gonna happen the same day, let alone next week or next month. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's soul crushing, and that sort of relief that you get when things do just make that little turn is like it's absolutely life changing in so many ways.
What actually got you to join in the first place?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And like, other than your insanely good looks, it was definitely a matter of just connecting, I think 100% connecting with somebody who doesn't just
Yeah.
feel like a business associate. It's actually connecting with people that you genuinely get along with, that you actually really like, and you have a good time talking to and bouncing ideas off. Like that sort of network and that feeling of like friendship on top of just a business associate is absolutely everything, because if you don't like the sort of people that you're doing business with, it's simply not going to work because you don't see eye to eye on the same things, you don't share the same values, you don't share the same beliefs. All of that is so critical. So, and then just executing quickly, efficiently and effectively, like that is just to a T what you did and what your team does. And it's just like when you see that in action, it just blows your mind to see how well an operation can actually be run in a timely manner that basically just guarantees results right from the moment that I started, and I could tell that, straight away from the beginning.
Yeah, to give everyone a bit of background information, we met up in Bali, and I feel like that's where we kind of got an idea about like what we're all about. And then from there, like I guess we just got along straight away, and it was a great day, really.
Yeah.
We practically hung out for the day.
Yeah, and that's the golden standard. It's like if you're not working with people that you would happily meet up with in person and actually just have a good time with,
Yeah.
like outside of the business stuff, it's like that's when you know you're actually building something that's long term and sustainable. It's because you genuinely connect with the individual and you just share the same feelings and beliefs.
When you did join, what was your first impression? After the onboarding process kind of began.
It was speed over anything. Like how quickly things were being done and how quickly the process was being followed. And again, that the only way that that was the case is because it was a repeatable system that you've done countless times before. So you knew exactly what needed to happen and what steps needed to be followed to get that same outcome again and again and again. So I could tell that instantly because things were done quickly, they were done efficiently. I felt like that the whole time I was being supported with all the stuff that I needed to do because again, marketing and having a successful money printer with paid advertising in particular, doing that successfully, it's not just like a marketing agency that solves everything in one click.
Yeah.
You, as the business owner, you have to actually have the ability to implement the things that need to be implemented and changed. And you have to have the ability to trust and believe in the process and the system. So for me coming in, it was the impression of, okay, they know what they're doing it quickly, and I'm going to do everything required to make it work. So I was holding up my end, and I knew that you guys were holding up your end. Plus, like there were things that you guys were doing that you probably didn't even need to do, but you were doing it anyway because you had my best interest at heart. And I could tell that well and truly. Like it was so clear that that was the case. So yeah, it was impressive, yeah, to say the least.
I mean, I feel like a lot of our calls after a while, they just kind of became like sales reviews. Like your call recordings, we'd
Yeah.
look over a call recording, then we'd just do a review because I feel like the marketing was
Yeah.
pretty much dialed in. Like there wasn't really a lot we needed to
Just running
change.
autopilot.
Yeah, at that point, and then I feel like we're just working with improving the sales process to acquire more clients. Really.
Exactly right. Yeah, it became very simple and straightforward. And yeah, it was kind of a set and forget to an extent. Obviously, like paid advertising is a constant thing you have to adjust and reiterate and improve. But the way that you guys do things with your systems and processes meant that there was no extra stuff that I needed to do that wasn't necessary. Like everything had purpose and meaning and reason to it. And that was just what made it so effective. And looking at the date, it was exactly a year ago. It was basically exactly a year ago that we started that. So it's funny that we're having this chat now and going over it as well. It's crazy how time flies. Yeah.
For sure. And then we touched on the results that you got like from beginning to the end. But what did the results look like in the first 3 weeks of us working together?
Yeah. So straight away, like it was kind of like on a week to week basis within the first week, basically everything was set up. So all of the setup, all of the like the ad creative, the ads manager, everything that needed to be set up was set up within a week. And after that first week, that's when I'm pretty sure we started getting the leads coming in, which is crazy. Like if anyone knows anything about marketing, having a system set up and a machine set up that quickly is pretty incredible. And that's not a blanket thing where it's like, yeah, no matter what, you can do it in a week. But with me in my case, I was fortunate enough where that speed it was that quick. And then after a week, we were getting leads. And within that, again, week of getting leads, we were just closing people, fast within that next week, which was crazy to see. So like it was within like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we'd already like well surpassed our revenue from that month before we'd even, started working together. And we'd like then doubled it after a month. We'd basically doubled our revenue from that initial point of contact, which was crazy. Like it was that quick. Every business has differences and nuances to it, but you guys were able to do it that fast. That was extremely impressive. And it just shows that you're doing everything in your ability to do things with speed and with haste because you know that it matters. And then getting revenue that quickly, it was just impressive. It far exceeded my expectations in every way. Yeah.
Yeah, what was different about your experience working with us compared to like pretty much anything else that you've tried before working with us?
Obviously there's a number of other ways that you can, scale a business and generate revenue. And I guess like the kind of main ones that people consider is just posting content. Like that's obviously effective on a
Yeah.
long time horizon for sure. So I tried, content, doing a bit of that. I'd sort of tried doing like a bit of like YouTube stuff, which again is effective, but it's a long time horizon that you need to have with that stuff. So it can be effective, but typically you have to be so patient, so persistent at doing it. And then it is a matter of just waiting for things to happen. Whereas with paid advertising, the biggest difference was that you literally set a number to decide how many leads you want to get on a day-to-day basis, if done correctly. If you don't do it correctly, your money just gets burnt. But if done correctly, it's like cheating. It's crazy. It's like a money printer because you've got the ability to decide how many leads come in. And then from that, you can obviously close the amount that you can close from them. So compared to doing, organic sort of content stuff, this was just so much faster in every single shape and form and actually having control over it, having the ability to influence that lead flow and that ability to just generate revenue in general. It wasn't about waiting for months and months and months or even a year plus, which can happen from like just, posting content and doing things that way. Doing things this way with paid advertising, incredible, like so fast. And if you crack that, that is what leads to true scale. Like I don't think there's many businesses that can get to a really high level of scale without using some kind of paid advertising. Like it really is it's an essential piece just to any, online business in general.
And I want to ask you as well, if you didn't join, where do you feel as though, the agency Bluocean closes? Where do you feel as though it would be at right now?
Yeah, to be honest, like I don't know if I like if the business would even exist. Like I probably
It'd
would
be
have
shut
just
down.
quit. Yeah, it would have been shut down. I would have quit. Like I wouldn't have been able to even get to the point where I could sustain it in general. So like that in itself is like just crazy to even think about that there was a moment in time where I was like genuinely thinking like, okay, this is done. Like it's not going to exist if I don't change anything. So I was staring down the barrel of that, just that sort of mentality of just wanting to quit ultimately. So I think that that's probably what would have ended up happening. I would have jumped into some other thing and I would have started from square one all over again. So
Love it. I mean, definitely a
yeah,
better spot to be in now than the business
yeah,
just not existing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And last thing I want to ask, if anyone is thinking about joining, what do you think you would say to them?
I would say to them like the decision is never gonna like get easier. It's always gonna
Yeah.
feel scary no matter what. It's always gonna feel scary. It's always gonna feel unknown. But on the other side of making that commitment, you are always going to learn and improve no matter what. That is just, it's inevitable because you are getting information, you're learning skills, and you're making money. Obviously, that's the goal of it. So on the other side of fear and the other side of, discomfort and being unsure is always those massive breakthroughs that you have. Like the way that I see it, there's no downside. There is genuinely no downside because half the time it's like, what do you have to lose? Like you are not going to, you're not going to go homeless. You've got, bare essential, like an essential living situation that you're still going to be in the same
Nice.
house. You're still going to have the same friends. People aren't going to shun you out of society and be like, oh, you failed. Like, it doesn't exist. All those things that you're scared of do not exist at the end of the day. So you have nothing to lose. You only have everything to win. That's it. There's no downside, genuinely. Like, there's genuinely no downside to it because you learn, you develop skills, and you actually have the ability to scale a business and do things properly and have people take you on that journey and do it in a way that is yeah, that basically guarantees success for the most part.
Did you have many objections with the call with Sam? You spoke to Sam to start with, right?
Well, I had a money objection because I had no
Oh,
money.
oh.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I had no customers, like no revenue. Yeah. So
Oh
like I
yeah.
had a money objection, but it was like that was genuinely me being like, the situation that we're in right now is dire. I was like, I really want to do this. And again, it was like I was fortunate where you guys were accommodating to that and you were helpful, which
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I owe you guys for. And yeah, that in itself was so amazing. And then yeah, outside of that though, like he covered everything. I had no doubts. Genuinely, I had zero doubts up until that point, and I could tell, right, this is the thing. This is what I need to do. Like I'm gonna commit and I'm gonna get it done. So yeah, I'm so happy that I made that decision, and he helped me make that decision as well. Yeah.
For sure. Well, I mean, that's pretty much everything I wanted to ask. But what's one message you would leave to the viewers to end the video, bro?
Never quit. Never quit.
Great.
Stay
That's
persistent, keep going. You have to. If you quit, you'll never realize your potential. So just keep pushing and yeah, things will turn around sooner or later.
good stuff, bro. Well, I appreciate you hopping on, and yeah, we'll speak soon.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Tom.
Tom.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it.